I'm just going to be straight up with you. Trying to scale a business while you're still in a 9 to 5 or you're still in school is one of the easiest things you can ever do. And I know that might sound bonkers. You know, you wake up every single morning feeling super energized, thinking this is the day you're actually going to make money online. You're going to start to make some progress. But by the time you come back from your 9 to 5 or school, everything is flipped on its head. You feel exhausted. All you want to do is scroll, and the last thing you are thinking about is making another piece of content for your business or sending one more outreach message. And then months, if not years, go by where you're still in the exact same position, working in a job you hate while making no money online. But what if I told you there's a method you can use to get the same energy levels as you did in the morning after your 9 to 5 or school? This not only allows you to scale your business in 2 to 3 hours a day and scale past 99% of entrepreneurs, but it allows you to focus for hours and hours with no issues, no energy problems, not having a weak groggy feeling 5 minutes after starting your task. And it isn't just a managing your time advice or using the Pomodoro method for the 50th time. It's advice proven through neuroscience that barely anyone knows about. And so in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to make money online while balancing your 9 to 5 job, while balancing the gym, while balancing your social life and everything else in between, without having to sacrifice your sleep schedule or waking up at 4 a.m. every single day so you can get a head start on work. Let's dive in. After experiencing the exact same issue where I just felt super tired after school, not being able to focus on my work, on my business, I've realized it's normal to feel like that because 90% of your energy is being sapped up by this dead-end job or this school lesson, this lecture that you don't care about. And so you have no energy left in the day, no energy left in the tank to actually focus on something that matters, which is your business. And so time isn't the real issue, it's your energy. Because if you look at famous entrepreneurs, I guarantee all of them started in the exact same position. Maybe in their mom's basement, trying to build a business while still working their dead-end job at McDonald's or Starbucks, and some of them obviously came out on top, and there's one reason for that. And to explain this, I want to give you a quick analogy. I want you to imagine every single day you have an energy bar. Now Monday through Sunday, all of them are on 100%, but on the days you go to your job, your energy level after your job is around 20%. And so what most entrepreneurs do, what most people do, is they try to just brute force their way to get this work done, right? They're sat at their desk, maybe they're not that focused, maybe they've got YouTube tabs in the background, but they still try and work, right? Props to them. But what happens is because your energy is so low, your brain doesn't use this 20% of energy because it needs more. And so what it does is it goes to the backup generators, the energy from the other days in front of it. So imagine you're trying to work on Monday, what your brain is going to do is it's going to borrow energy from all the other days, because energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transferred. And so this is why every single day throughout the week it gets progressively worse, where you just can't focus, you don't have the energy to focus. So what do you think is the smartest thing to do in this scenario? Do you think it's to brute force your way to do the focus work after your job straight away, get it done, or do you think it's better to recover the neurochemicals for focus and energy so you can actually do focus work and get it done much faster? Well, if you're not stupid, I would say the second option. The very first thing I started doing to stop this problem is something called active or low stimulation recovery. Active recovery is basically when you're doing movements, right? It's exercise, it's stretching, it's combat sports, it's nature walks. Then you have low stimulation recovery or unstimulating recovery, which is basically the opposite. You're not doing movement, you're doing meditation, you're doing breath work, you're just sitting in the sunlight, you're doing nothing. And each of these different recovery types releases different neurochemicals for focus. And so if you can do this for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, you're going to be able to focus after that point, and it's going to feel effortless to do. So the very first thing I want you to start doing, don't try and do work as soon as you come back from your job, because it's just not going to work. Now the next thing you want to start doing, if you want to start balancing your business with your 9 to 5 and everything else in between, is you want to start finding things called time pockets. So I want you to imagine you're in the street, right? And in the street you've got multiple thousands of different golden coins laid about on the street, and at first glance they won't seem that compelling to pick up, right? You'll just walk past them because they're not really worth that much. But imagine if they were all in a bag, if they're all together in a bag and you just pick it up and take it away. Obviously most people would take it because it's just so much money in one place, right? It's the exact same thing with our time and energy throughout the day. And I know that may seem very confusing, but in the day we have multiple different small bits of energy or small bits of time we could save for our work, right? You have this 10 minutes in the morning where you could be doing work. You have this 10 minutes in your job, in your break, where you could do something productive. You have this 1 hour where you're just scrolling on your phone, where you're just doing nothing, right? You could use this time for your business if you wanted to, but the problem is, it just doesn't seem that compelling because it's just small bits of time laid about in your day. And so what I want you to start doing next is just look at your entire day, find all the time bits or the time pockets you have that you could be doing something better, and add up all that time, and I guarantee the final number will be around 2 to 3 hours. And there you go. If you dedicated that time to your business, you would still have that extra time at the end of the day to do whatever you wanted to, because you analyzed your day and you found out the times you could put on your business. I remember when I first did this and I realized, like, the problem wasn't my time. I had literally 4 hours of extra time I could dedicate to my business if I wanted to, but I just wasn't committed to that, so I didn't do it. And at this point, what's going to happen is you're going to have the energy to do focused work, and you're also going to have the time. Now, what you can do now is you can start your work after your job or school randomly. You can start it by just doing the random tasks you think of. Or what you can do is pick the priority tasks to work on inside your day, the things that actually move the needle, the things that actually make money. Now, the reason why most entrepreneurs don't scale is because they don't prioritize well. They don't know what tasks to actually work on, and so they work on the most boring, mindless tasks that don't move the needle whatsoever. But the top 1% of entrepreneurs work for 2, 3, 4 hours a day because they understand the more they work, and if they work on everything, the less progress they make, because you have less energy, you have less resources to focus on the things that do move the needle compared to like the random tasks like changing your YouTube banner or changing your profile picture. So the last thing I want you to do is just make a priority list, make a list of all the tasks you have to work on, and it does really help if you plan this the night before, so the next day you know exactly what to work on. Okay, this is the entire system, this is the entire time management system I've been following for the past few years that have allowed me to scale my business, make 5 figures online, and also help multiple 6 and 7 figure entrepreneurs scale their business by working less. Okay, now if you are an entrepreneur wanting to scale your business by working less, so you can quit your 9 to 5 job as fast as possible and actually start to find work fun to do and fix your focus, click the first link in the description to join my free community where you get a free focus course and a free coaching call with me. Okay, have an amazing day. Peace.